Hello everyone, this is a free online tutorial for the math section of the new SAT. This is problem number 34, practice test 6, section 4, calculator allowed. In the xy plane, the graph of y is equal to 3x squared minus 14x intersects the graph of y is equal to x at the points 0, 0 and a, a. What is the value of a? So the first thing that you should notice is that the graphs of these two equations, they have two intersections, right? Because it says the graph of this equation intersects the graph of this equation twice, right? Points 0, 0 and k, a. And that makes sense because if you plug in x is equal to 0 here, you will get y is equal to 0, and the same thing here, you will get y is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. But there's a second point, right? The second point of intersection that has its own coordinates that we need to find in order to find the value of a. And notice something interesting here. It makes sense with this equation here because this point 8 comma a, and since a's are constants, a comma a is on the line y is equal to x. Now since a is equal to a, x is equal to a, y is equal to a as well because y is equal to x and that is equal to a. So it's just another way for you to understand that it works. Okay? So what is the value of a? So what do? So in order to find the two intersections, one of the intersections we know, the second one we should find, which should be a comma a, and a is the constant one more time. So in order to do that, we have to set these two y values equal, right? Because intersection means the same x value, the same y value, right? And the same x value for the two equations. Okay? So let's do that. So we set 3x squared minus 14 is equal to x, right? We set these two y values equal in order to find the x value that makes these two y values equal, in order to find two intersections. So 3x squared minus 15x is equal to 0. How did I get minus 15x? I got minus 15x by subtracting the x from the right side, and on both sides of course. So I got 0 on the right side, and on the left side minus 14x minus 1x will be minus 15x, right? And then I simply factor. It's that easy, right? Because we know that 3x, for the 3x squared and the minus 15x, we know that the common common factor will be 3x. Okay, so the common factor is 3x. So you take it out of the parentheses, and you're gonna have x minus 5, right? Because x times 3x is 3x squared, and minus 5 times 3x is minus 15x. Bingo, there you go. So you set it to 0, so you have two factors now, and these two factors will produce two different x values, right? Because when two factors multiplied are equal to 0, that means either of these factors may equal 0. So 3x is equal to 0, x equals 0, and we already know this point because when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 as well, right? So we don't really need this x value. How about the second value? X minus 5 is equal to 0, right? That's possible as well. So that means that when you add 5 on both sides, you will have x is equal to 5. Bingo. And that's your a value. That's the second x value that produces this intersection. And that's all you need because you know that the 5 comma 5 is going to be the intersection point. So the value of a is